Hello and welcome to the joinDOTA League Season 2. This is America Division 1/2 playoffs and a best of 3 between RTK and Armada Gaming. Looks like we're waiting on one more admin to get back into the game, and well, there you go. So we're not going to have a remake, and we'll be able to jump straight into the draft as soon as it does start. Well, as far as the casters, I'm GradisV, and I'll be casting for you today, and I'll be joined by Heflatv. Well, big thanks to him for staying awake to cast this. It is fairly late where he's from. So, either way, welcome to the cast, Heflatv.
Hello, let's go. This is Peru versus Canada. I don't know. No, I shouldn't be biased. I was just about to sing Canada hymn, but no. Like, Peru versus Canada. It's definitely going to be interesting because usually there's a lot of hate, at least in the Twitch chat. It's sometimes really... I don't know, there's a lot of heat coming sometimes, especially because the Peruvians always saying hello to the yes servers. But, I mean, when it comes to the players, usually it's quite friendly. But nevertheless, these are actually two teams coming somewhere from the Division 2 and 3 here of the JDL, and they are somehow in the playoffs. And, yep, they play pretty much for a nice spot in the next JDL season. And who will be the winner? That's the big question. Like, it's a huge step for those teams, especially if they're new. But I think Armada Gaming, I actually heard them before. RTK Gaming, I have no idea. Like, never seen those guys before, I have to admit.
Yeah, well, either way, it should be an interesting game. Both of these teams have at least progressed decently well through the ranks of JDL. And, well, I guess without further ado, let's jump straight into the draft.
Yep, absolutely. And, well... we have the first ban stage is through. We have the Doom, the Panda, and cheers for that. No Panda game for once. And on the other side, we have the Batrider and the Lycan. So, yep, Blink Deck Initiation is out, as well as the Panda with his huge impact on the early and mid game. And, of course, Lycan's pushing power, as well as, of course, the huge Disable from the Doom is out. But the heroes that have been picked, they're not just not a tiny inch weaker. The Tidehunter with the Ravage, and, of course, the awesome candidate for the offline, especially since he has been buffed with the Anchor Smash and everything. So I think we have our offliner there already, and a huge big team fight ultimate. But on the other side, Ancient Apparition. So apparently in the South American scene, you still have the Ancient Apparition being picked, even a first pick here, plus the Darkseer. So we have our offliner there as well. And of course, the Ancient Apparition, big question is, does he get the level through? Does he get the experience? How fast does the Arcanum Scepter come? If it comes early, then of course Shadow Shaman, for example, is one of those candidates who has to really worry if a level 2, level 3 Ice Blast hits, because then he will just burn down.
Yeah, definitely. And RTK Gaming, excuse me, also have a fairly scary team fight in their hands as well, with the Vacuum into the Ice Blast with a wall on top. So a lot of big teamfight ultimates already picked up by both teams, and Shadow Shaman picked up by Armada Gaming. It is going to be a dire Shadow Shaman, so we'll give them fairly easy access to the Roshan Pit, and yet another ultimate that's great for pushing and does an obscene amount of damage in teamfights if you get off a good position for those wards.
About time.
Yep, absolutely. The pushing potential of the Shadow Shaman is always nice. Like I always say, as long as the Master Open wards are standing, even a team wipe is some sort of success. We've seen it quite often that, for example, when teams go high ground, there's a full out fight. Sometimes it actually results in a team wipe, but in the meantime, while they were fighting, which sometimes drags on like 1-2 minutes, the Master Open wards took down the tier 3 tower, sometimes the range, or even the mini racks, or both. And this is like the high value of the Master Open wards, especially, of course, if they're or reinforced by a Arcanum Scepter, Refresher Orb, even though I haven't seen such a farm Shadow Shaman in ages. I mean, we've been casting in the last 2 weeks some games that actually were above the 70-80 minute mark, like huge, like sometimes even base race games, but unfortunately never with the Shadow Shaman. So I don't know, like this typical pub build with Refresher, Arcanum Scepter, Shadow Shaman, like in the Pro Dota scene. I don't know if I'm gonna see this in my caster career. Maybe in the TI.
Or if Armada Gaming decide to put that Shadow Shaman in mid, I don't know. Cross your fingers, maybe we'll see Aghanim Scepter Refresher. But either way, on the side of RTK Gaming, they're going to pick up the Disruptor and yet another huge AoE ultimate that they can drop on top of the field. If they're able to catch out the Tidehunter before he gets the Ravage and drop the Static Storm on top of him, that's a great way to control these teamfights and stop Armada Gaming from using their teamfight ultimates to turn the tides.
Yeah, absolutely. That is Disruptor here will have a key role with the Static Storm. It's really gonna be crucial. Not just can he interrupt, for example, already existing Shackle, he can of course also prevent the Tidehunter from using his Ravage. And if the Tidehunter is caught in the kinetic field on top of that, that will delay the Ravage so long that yeah, his team around him might be dead by the time he's getting out of that silence. So yeah, I definitely like the Disruptor pickoff here. But yeah, second bun stage is going through. We have the Mirana as well as the Rubik. So I mean, Mirana getting more and more like at least in the second bun stage, it's a hero most people don't want to have. Like I mean, of course the arrow it has been nerfed, but still as strong if it's a long range arrow. Then of course always the possibility to transition into damage and the Moonlight Shadow. Like we've been talking, I think yeah, I was casting with you and I've been talking a bit about the Moonlight Shadow, and yeah, like based on my experience, and this is a couple hundred games cast, just like in 6.8 and 6.81, the first Moonlight Shadow always does something. It either leads to a kill or prevents a kill or does anything similar. And if teams don't pick up instantly detection, even the second Moonlight Shadow and the third will have a huge impact. Then later when teams are sort of adjusted that when it comes out or sometimes they bait it out, then it's all good. But like, I don't know why, but still teams don't, I don't know, preemptively take detection against the Moonlight Shadow. As soon as Mirana is level 6, I would do it. At least one support having a dust, the 180 gold is definitely worth it, judged by how many First Bloods already got away by the Moonlight Shadow. But either way, we have to hurry up a bit. We have a Slaughter now being picked up, as well as a Razor. So the Razor actually, this is definitely a nice pickup, because with the Static Link, I mean, we have Gush slow, we have the Ravage stun, we have hacks as well as shackles, and of course we have the Enigma mini stuns. This all definitely helps the Razor to get Static Link damage up. And of course on the other side we have a nice minus armor source, as well as of course a super speedy hero that also provides a Blink Dagger initiation with a stun on top, plus of course a lot of damage. And now, whoa, they go full greedy. Naga Siren.
Honestly, I'm okay with the Naga Siren pickup here, and I think she'll be able to at least get away with the laning spades because Armada Gaming have gone for the Enigma and Shadow Shaman, two supports that more than likely aren't going to be roaming all that much early. Shadow Shaman has the ability to set up kills on the Naga, possibly, but even if they do kill this Naga a couple times, there's still the ability for them to get a huge wombo combo off with the Disruptor Static Storm on top, Vacuum in, Ancient Apparition Blast with a Slardar Crushing. I don't know, I think this Naga Siren pick is warranted by them, but Armada Gaming are going to respond with the Death Prophet and try to push down this game, or push down onto the side of the Naga Siren before she's able to get online.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely like that, because we have now the Master Open Walls as well as the Exorcism, and of course all the little Enigmas, the baby Enigmas, mini Enigmas, however you want to call them. Of course the Eidolons officially, but this is a lot of pushing potential coming out there, and well, let's see if they get it through. On the other hand, of course, a lot of things can be really counter-pushed just by the fact that we have illusions, plus the Riptide, and of course the Ice Blast doing quite some work, the Iron Shell. So there's definitely some counter-push on the other side, but let's first introduce the players. I'm gonna start here with the Dire side. We have on the Tidehunter Narok. Right next to him is Stand-in 1. Kilroy is playing the Shadow Shaman, and then following here is of course the Enigma, who we're gonna find of course in the jungle. He has, that's actually quite interesting, 3 Clarities and Tango. Okay, Joy is playing that here, and of course in the mid we have Annihilate on, or Annihilate. Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's actually correctly written. Annihilate on the Death Prophet.
Yeah, and as far as the Radiant team is concerned, it is going to be RTK Gaming. We're going to have Abyssal playing on the Disruptor, heading off for some early wards fairly aggressively. Don't think he'll get caught out, but either way. Naga Siren going in the mid lane. I don't know, it's kind of hard for me to read. It's going to be Darky on the Naga Siren mid. 2 FB going to be playing on the Ancient Apparition, which will lead the Slardar played by Soul, as well as the Darkseer heading solo safe lane, going to be handled by Galford.
Yep, definitely interesting approach. So in the end we have tri-lane, facing each other, and of course it's the Tidehunter versus the Darkseer. I think both will do actually quite fine, because none of them can kill each other. Like, I pretty much stopped it. The Tidehunter is too tanky, and of course the Darkseer is too swift. He can go away unless he really like overextends. And I think your overlay is still on. No, now I see it on stream. It is changed perfectly. But either way, in the mid we're gonna have of course the Naga versus the Death Prophet. The Death Prophet being very early able to spam a lot of spells on the Naga, so she has to bottle crow like an alcoholic, like he has to use that bottle all the time. let's see how that goes. But the tri lane, I think here we're gonna have our first blood for sure.
Yeah, more than likely. I think RTK will be the ones to take it. The Enigma's just jungling as per normal, and I really like this aggressive move coming out from RTK. It's going to make sure that the Naga Siren, even though she is going to have to use her bottle gratuitously, at least she'll have that option to herself, and these supports won't be rotating mid and putting any pressure on this Naga early. Well, we are going to have a static link going the way of Soul. He's going to lose a decent amount of damage, 14 at early stages. We'll secure the Razor some last hits here, but that's going to be about it. In fact, Soul uses the Crush to make sure that he's able to get a couple more of those creeps.
Yep, there's actually two key things that, yeah, really real matter. Do they stop the Death Prophet? That's the more interesting thing. And how much farm does the Enigma get? Actually, Enigma just got spotted out here by the Ancient Apparition, but he's just going back to the next camp. I mean, he's using his Clarities. The other loans will just split in a second. So he's fine. And at the moment they leave, well, they leave Soul here alone on his Slaughter, but also the Razor. I mean, he can zone him out a bit just with a static link, but it's a level 1, so he gets just 14 damage. Nothing too impressive.
Yeah, well, Kilroy going to eat a little harass as the pull is interrupted a little bit by Abyssal. There was a successful D-ward coming out from the Armada Gaming support, or rather just the Shadow Shaman, in order to make sure that he has this small camp accessible to him. And so...
To be honest, I think the Ancient Aberration could have been a bit more effective there. I mean, for now, the Disruptor is like interrupting the farm here, or at least soaking up some XP from the Shadow Shaman, of course, pulling the side camp. They even pull like the range creep and one additional creep, but he was there in the jungle anyway. I think he could have blocked at least one of the camps, because right now the camp he could have blocked because he was there anyway, just got fired by the Enigma. So like, if you really want to be efficient on a support and you're there anyway and you have a chance to block something against Enigma, why not go in for it? Like, they didn't take any wards, they just blocked like the big camp here top, but everything else, of course, Enigma can still play around with free camps, and the speed he has at the moment, it works out perfectly for him. He's gonna clear that camp, and he's gonna have new free camps just available in time. Or actually, no, he's not moving his Eidolon, so he's gonna block that camp himself, but the next one should be available. Or actually, no, he just managed to pull them out.
Yeah, well, and Enigma on the dire side is one of the fastest junglers, and as it stands, RTK really aren't getting enough out of this map, I feel, to make that advantage known. But still, the other lanes are still going decently well for both sides. The Darkseer farming well up against the Tidehunter, but Tidehunter really isn't zoned out as expected. Mid lane is pretty much just a spam fest with the Bottle Crow going on either side, 17-0 compared to the 19-3 of I Annihilate, so Naga Siren a little bit behind, but no, that's about it. The supports are smoked up and looking for a rotation onto mid lane. Let's see if they'll be able to get a kill on this Death Prophet. I don't know, it's a fairly low probability kill. The only lockdown that they really have is the net, and they're going to start it with the Cold Feet, I believe, and with the Chilling Touch damage, they're doing a lot. Darky's falling low, but Darky's the one who gets the first blood, and a wonderful turn of events for RTK.
That was beautiful. And I mean, the Death Prophet was actually expecting that already. That's why he put 1 point in the silence, of course. But I mean, against net versus net plus Cold Feet, you can't really get anything. Your Cold Feet won't carry you away because you're stuck in place with the net. And I actually like it that he goes net that earlier, because like, if we see mid Nagas and everything, like mostly they just go full out on the Riptide as well as the say the mirror images, and therefore, yeah, like this net really paid off. They get the first blood, and the Naga is the one who needs the most farm, of course, here on the pitch. He needs more than anyone else. Everything else scales quite nicely with, yeah, you know, magic damage, or like they need less items. But the Naga, yep, she definitely needs it, and therefore this first blood is the best that can happen for RTK here. Yeah,
definitely. And, well, this Naga Siren's looking to get out of hand a little bit for AG with that first blood, and also farmingly decent well on Darky. So we'll have to see if they're going to be able to make something happen. It looks like Enigma's rotating away from his jungle, at least for a little bit. Small camp isn't there. He has level 2 Malefice and might be able to make a gank happen. Looks like he's just going to farm up this large camp first. Oh no, he doesn't have Black Hole. No level 6 onto Joy. He's going to start with the Malefice on the Ancient Apparition, but that's going to be about it. No follow-up for that. And he will just go ahead and farm up this large camp.
Yeah, of course. I mean, he has now his Soul Ring. He ate through all his Tangos and all his Clarities, but now, of course, with the Soul Ring, he has like infinite mana. He can just stay in that jungle, and well, let's see. We have actually quite a different development at the moment with the Enigmas in every scene doesn't matter if tier 1, tier 3 team or tier whatever team. Like, some of them actually still go for the Blink Dagger Rush, some are the mech carrier just because they're really fast, but this one is very active very early, and there's a song.
Darky, I don't think he knew the Enigma was rotating in. They're going for a kill on Annihilate with the Chilling Touch. They might be able to have it. He's playing very aggressively. Now with the net follow-up, it looks like the Death Prophet's going to fall here. Where's the Black Hole coming out from Enigma? He's going to throw it out solo, or actually got all three. Looks like the Sports walked into it. Annihilate's hanging around for another Silence, going to latch onto all three. They've shackled up Abyssal. Let's see if they have the damage. They're really not doing all that much with the Ether Shock. It's not going to be enough, and now Darky trying to make a turn onto Joik. He does have another Riptide going to throw it out. Joik not taking enough damage, but in the end, no kills going to happen. Actually, the Death Prophet got caught out with one more auto attack there. She was very low, and I thought that she'd backed off safely, but either way, she was the cost of that attempted game.
Greedy. She was greedy. She thought, like, yeah, maybe with something, like maybe another Crypt Swarm. I don't know if she had the mana for it, but I don't know. With another Crypt Swarm level 3, I think she could have gotten a double kill, so she was sticking around, but unfortunately it didn't work out. So it's the second kill on the Death Prophet. It's, of course, really bad news for AG here. Then again, it's not the end of the world because they still have a farming Razor, as well as, of course, a Tidehunter, who's doing quite well. As I said, like, those two, Darkseer versus Tidehunter, they're just doing fine. I mean, both of them. They're so similar in farm. It's a 33 on 1 versus a 31 on 3, so it's fairly even, and I don't think anything is happening here. Of course, unless the Tidehunter is having like level 8, level 9, and the rotation comes in, then of course with Gush, Anchor Smash, but oh, he's rotating top, but no, he even interrupts his TP because that Razor just died too fast.
Yeah, didn't actually see what happened there, but Razor just stun locked. I don't know, Tidehunter had the ultimate. Had he TP'd a little bit sooner, maybe he would have been able to make something happen, but with the position that the Razor was in, it was very unlikely that that would have actually worked out for AG in the end.
Yep, absolutely, and well, 3-0 for RTK, so they take a nice stand here very early into the game. I mean, it's a relative passive game, and we have 3 kills in about 8 minutes, and let's see what's happening. At the moment, the Death Prophet is, of course, rotating. The Darkseer full HP, or almost full HP. I don't know, if he uses his Soaring, that would be quite bad.
Oh, they're going to blow the Ravage, and now with the Anchor Smash, he's silenced up, can't surge away, and one more smack from the double damage Tidehunter will secure the kill on the Darkseer. Now with Exorcism, they're going to put some pressure onto the tier 1 tower. It is only a level 6 or level 8 Death Prophet, excuse me. It's only one level up into the Exorcism. It doesn't do all that much damage just yet, but still, they should be able to get some chip damage at the very least. The supports coming out from RTK are rotating down towards the bottom lane, and I'm not sure if they have TPs on any other heroes. But either way, they are going to defend against this push, so only about a quarter damage to that tier 1 tower before all is said and done.
Yep, this is the first Exorcism coming out this game, and
oh, net going on to Annihilate the Riptide as well. There's TP's back, and now the Glimpse coming out from the Disruptor Crush, going to be off the mark. They will be able to get the amp on him, and just look at the physical damage coming out from them. They'll be able to get all of them vacuum back onto 2. There's no follow-up, however. Darky looking for more. He's going to use that haste rune to get into tower range and take a couple of tower shots for his trouble, but in the end, it is going to be yet another kill going the way of RTK after the Darkseer died in bottom.
Yeah, it's really, I don't know, it's at the moment not going AG's way here. Absolutely not. They try to get something done after they got the successful kill on Darkseer. I mean, the execution on the Darkseer, it was awesome, but I don't know. Oh, the Naga here has to get the song off, and yeah, I mean, the mini stuns are still there, but she's gonna make it out. The new bottle is gonna arrive. No, actually, it's not gonna arrive. It's still empty. I think this is a micro or miss micro. Yeah, he takes the bottle for himself and just goes back. In the meantime, the Razor and the Rasta, of course, are pushing the top tower. Unfortunately, the Shadow Shaman is not level 6. With Master Weapon Wards, they would have gotten the first tower here. And while someone is coming actually to defend this tower in the mid, they go even, yeah, with a little army of Eidolons, and there's nothing the Naga illusions can do. I mean, even though those illusions are level 2 with a level 4 Riptide, this tower is very likely to go down.
Oh, deny attempt coming up from the Naga, not going to succeed there. They're going to throw a Riptide the way of Annihilate, but the damage is already done. Tier 1 tower going to fall in the favor of AG. And, well, I don't think that's the end of the world for RTK. They can pretty much indefinitely, push out lanes once they get this Radiance on the Naga Siren. But it is a little bit worrisome for them, losing these towers early. And, well, I think AG need to put a little bit more pressure on the map once they get the Serpent Wards online for the Shadow Shaman, definitely. And try to take as many of these towers as they can before that Radiance comes online.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, it's 4-1. The only bright light on AG's horizon is at the moment really that they got one tower down to 50% and the other one in the mid down. This is of course giving them at least something, but oh, there's a net in the mid, and is there any follow-up? Static Storm, oh my goodness.
Annihilate, falling for a little low. The Chilling Touch, will they be able to get this kill? Looks like they will. Tidehunter is in, he's going to drop the Ravage. Only catches out 2, however, the Anchor Smash is going to do a lot of damage to Ancient Apparition. One more smack coming up from the Tidehunter will be able to clean up that kill. The Courier's just kind of standing there casually, but in the end, it won't matter. Tidehunter really can't bridge that gap, and a support pick off Ancient Apparition for a Death Prophet, definitely a good trade for RTK, especially considering the Ravage was used. Now they're looking for a little bit more action onto the Titan. The kinetic field is going to be off the mark, as is the Vacuum, and Narek is going to be able to back off.
Yep, like no ability hit hit the target that day. So in the meantime, of course, there's a double creep wave actually coming top, and they're gonna get through this tower. Nothing the Slaughter can do. So at least AG is taking towers. It's 5-2 here in the 12th minute, and I think it's time we look at the net worth already and have a short glimpse in the graphs how it looks. We have 1,000 for AG when it comes to experience, and of course a bit more when it comes to gold here. It's looking fairly decent for them. With the towers and their farm, they're holding on. 3 kills behind, and yet they're rocking the crafts at the moment.
Yeah, and with the Eidolons as well as the Mass Serpent Wards, they're going to put a lot of damage onto this tower. In fact, Guildford is going to take a lot from just the right clicks coming out from them. Naga's trying to clean up these Serpent Wards, however, won't be able to do it. And look at that Midnight Pulse is going to zone out these heroes. A deny attempt coming out from the Disruptor, or the Disruptor not going to go through, and another tower.
Bottom. There's even more to come. I mean, the Exorcism still has some rotation. Yeah, there's a bit duration left, and this will be just enough to get the tower. He even gets the last hit. So, I don't know, this is pretty much his reconciliation. This is like, that brings him back to the game. This is 4 towers down for AG, and this will even solidify their gold advantage. So they can just keep on going, and maybe even more of a dangerous situation is Kilroy now having an invisibility rune. There's no sentries whatsoever, no detection. I think they might even smoke up. No, they don't have a smoke, but they're just hiding. They're blinking even. They're well aware that there is something. Something is in the air. They know something is wrong, and I don't know. What is AG doing? Falling back on their half of the map? Or going for a gank, using that Envy rune? Yes, they
There's the Shackles onto Abyssal. Blink forward by the Tidehunter. He's going to get the Anchor Smash and the Easter Shock. It's going to land very well into Abyssal. He's going to drop the Sagstorm before he dies, but in the end, looks like they're looking for more. They'll be able to get the Shadow Shaman, and now Narek is going to be in a little bit of trouble. The Cold Feet not going to proc on him, but with the Black Hole solo onto Darky, really not doing all that much, but the Crypt Swarm and the nukes are going to be there. They get the kill onto Naga Siren. I believe she bought her relic before she died. So not the end of the world for her, but still. Everybody on RTK is on the back foot, and AG are in position to put more pressure. And now Ancient Apparition, he's going to be gushed up, and the Crypt Swarm from Annihilate is going to completely destroy him.
Yeah, I think the Naga did their small misplay because the Malefice just, I think it just vanished from him. The debuff was gone. And I think he could have gone for the song, but he wanted to do illusions and then song. But yeah, this ended up him being dead before he could even cast that song. That was really, really bad because they could prevent this death of the Naga as well as the Ancient Apparition. But this way, AG is of course catching up. I mean, they got the gold and the XP lead regardless of being behind in the kills and RTK having such a nice start. But the fact is, they get all the towers. They will get the Roshan now. There's nothing. Yep, the other side can pretty much do it. They're in no way able to compete this, and now we have a disconnect on the Slaughter as well. I don't even know. Like, did you look at the servers? What servers they're playing on? Like, is this South America or North America the first game?
I'm not sure. I believe the rotation is US East, South America, US East. But I'm not entirely sure. It could be South American servers. I wasn't paying attention, to be honest. Well, I don't know. Speaking about the Slaughter, I really haven't felt his impact all that much this game. He's thrown out a couple of amps here or there, but Slaughter, he's rushing towards the PKB and just doesn't have the farm to really play aggressively around the map. Usually with Slaughters, I like seeing an early Blink Dagger and try to get kills, but Soul has done nothing but take up space. He is 0-0 and 2, really hasn't been involved in that much.
Yeah, and I mean, there's one thing. I mean, they get Roshan now, they got all the towers, they had like now the first real successful team fight. But there's of course things you must not underestimate. Like RTK has all it takes to like turn this around, make this late, turtle it out. And yes, when I say turtle, I'm about to just spam the turtle emote of Heflatv. But either way, they have an Ice Blast, and Ancient Apparition is now level 6. I mean, he definitely lacks XP for 14 minutes. he could have gotten more, but the problem is the lanes pretty much vanished already with the lack of towers there. They also have a wall and, of course, a nice placement of a static storm with the Naga then having some HP on top of that Radiance that will come out, let's say, 17th, 18th minute, unless she dies somewhere in between. So there is a lot of potential for the late game on RTK. They just have to get it through. They must not lose more towers. 2 tier 2 towers is what holds AG pretty much back from thinking about going high ground. And after this Roshan, I don't think they stop, because now the Master Weapon wards are used, and I mean it's a fairly low cooldown. It's just 110 seconds, which means by the time they kill Roshan, it's gonna be what, 80, 70 seconds. They're gonna go and rotate to at least one tier 2 tower, and the exorcism is ready. They won't use it for Roshan. The only thing that, I don't know, makes me think a bit, I think the Death Prophet should get exorcism level 2 first though. That's kind of needed, because, I don't know, using it on level 10 or just about dinging level 11 and using the level 1 exorcism, it's not very effective. So maybe they go a bit back, farm the level 11 here on a Death Prophet, and let's see what it goes. Also the Tidehunter, he's perfect. Tidehunter just absolutely amazing. Level 11 here in the 14th minute, his offline worked out. Like every time he used the Ravage, they got at least one kill. He got at least, I don't know, all these makeup kills for what Death Prophet was lacking. And actually, one few of us said it in the chat. Like, the Death Prophet is playing as he would be tanky. And yes, this is pretty much... I mean, Death Prophets, since pretty much even before 6.8, as soon as they started to get into the pro scene of Dota, like, they go, of course, full tanky. The race car build with, I don't know, Yules. And then sometimes we see Shivas, we see, say, the Heart coming out, things like that. And yeah, he really played like he already had those items. I think he was just, yeah, I don't know, maybe he scrimped before and played a huge Death Prophet, because I really had the feeling. But either way, 14th minute, they say G, and we're going to see Roshan fall in the next minute. And then let's see what they decide to go for.
Yeah, something I might like to see is maybe have these supports in the Razor get out of the Roshan pit to give I Annihilate a little bit more experience from the Roche kill, so she can get bumped up to that level 11. I doubt they'll do that, and I don't know, it's something I don't usually see, but could work for them.
Yeah. And look at the net worth. The net worth at the moment, the Nagast is holding himself at number 3. Oh, by the way, the Razor hardly picking up that Aegis, because it was somewhere in between. Oh my god, there's a smoke. The Death Prophet is actually taking it off. Now, I think they should go back. I don't think they should fight it. But after all, they were still, I don't know, willing to try at least a contest. Unfortunately, of course, coming a bit too late. And yes, I was right. They want to go for that tier 2 tower. Still, yep, Death Prophet being level 11 now, they got everything it needs. Level 2 Ravage, level 2 Exorcism, and now, well, let's see how RTK can defend this.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they can. They really need a huge initiation coming out from them. I'm not even sure if they'll really have a full effort to contest this. Naga Siren still doesn't have a Radiance, and there's really not a lot that they can do. There's no way for them to jump in, no Blink Dagger on the Slider or the Darkseer to get that big initiation that they'd really want. And with the Ravage online, it's very scary to fight up into this team coming up from AG, especially with the Aegis on the Razor, and it looks like they're just going to sit back fairly defensively. Darky's hiding behind the trees, and just look at the positioning of the Tidehunter. He wants to find something. Here comes the song. This is the way that they're going to find the opening. They might be able to catch out 3 with the Static Storm. They're only going to get 2 with the H-Apparition Blast. There's the Vacuum going to get everybody inside the Static Storm. They're going to lose the Shadow Shaman to start things off. Now I Annihilate doing a lot of damage with that Exorcism, and now with the Ravage on the backline. It's going to catch up for TP attempt coming out from Abyssal. He's going to die to the Crypt Swarm, and now they're looking for more. The Cold Feet is going to latch onto the Tidehunter. They're not going to be able to chase him down. Everybody's just trying to TP out another Crypt Swarm. Triple kill for I Annihilate. Now he's looking for Darky the Slayer. Blink forward by the Tidehunter. They're diving the base for this one, and if they get this, this could be huge. Crypt Swarm, Ultra kill for I Annihilate, and now it looks like they're going to clean up the tier 2 as well, and in fact they will. Exorcism duration is going to finally end, and I Annihilate's going to be wholly healed up, but a huge win for AG in the bot.
That, I don't know, they did not focus the Death Prophet. That was, I think, their biggest mistake. This Exorcism went full ham on RTK here. That was, yeah, an ultra kill for him. 4 kills in a row. On top of that, of course, a tower. And also the Tidehunter being a bit lucky, because for each and every time he has the Korak Rune. Like, when they ganked with the Ravage, he had a double damage, and now for this fight he had a Haste Rune. Like, I don't know, with that Haste Rune diving easily, even through the tier 3 tower. It's just, yeah, it's just absolutely working out at the moment for AG.
Oh,
and with
Guilford going to be Malefist up the blink forward by the Tidehunter, and they'll be able to blow him up, vacuum back, but in the end, not really going to matter. And speaking of good rune luck for the Tidehunter, he got a regeneration after that fight, so back into fighting shape.
This is exactly, he's, I don't know, he's sort of reserved all the rune luck for him. Like, first he gets a double damage for a gank, then a haste rune for the team fight, and after the team fight, finding a regeneration just to go full back. It's, I don't know. Sometimes you just need that luck. I mean, Dota, like, at least the runes is still all about RNG, and unless you have an Orcra, I mean, everything is solid and can be planned on, but runes still a factor that can really determine team fights, and we see that throughout all teams, all scenes, that even like we're gonna see it in the TI as well, like that runes sometimes just make the difference. But talking about difference, I think this Ice Wrestle is not gonna make a difference. This tier 2 tower will fall. Unfortunately, Naga still not having the Radiance, of course. He's actually, not even halfway to the recipe. I don't know, like actually 600 now, sure, but yeah, tower is down. That means all outer towers are gone for RTK, and now it starts to get a huge problem because the Naga is not finding any farm. AG is controlling pretty much 2/3 of the map, or even more. Like, I don't know, I can't even remember when they have been beyond, like, on their side of the map. They have been just on RTK's side all the time, been farming up their jungle. Naga can't really do anything. The side camps being blocked or being farmed. The vision is now very aggressive of AG. They know exactly when someone is coming or going. That means also nice for pickoffs. Maybe now the Tidehunter, a bit overextending. There's 2 people, 3 people, and they might actually get him if they have the Disruptor there. But the Disruptor is unfortunately busy dewarding.
I'm not even sure. He has a pipe. He's incredibly tanky from all sources of damage, and he's just going to play aggressively up against Dark here. They're going to net him up, and, well, he's just taking no damage. Derek is going to be just fine. Now with Death Prophet coming, they can maybe make a turn. They have the Ravage going to throw the Crypt Storm, not going to land. Guilford looking for the TP. He's going to be Yules, and now the Darkseer is in a bit of a trouble, or a bit of a pickle. I don't know. He's caught inside the trees. They're going to throw more Crypt Storms his way, and now the Creeps. They're blocking him inside. They're going to leave him there. No real reason. I don't know. Either way, they're going to...
He's searching up, but I don't know. He's panicking. I'm panicking. But I don't know. Like, they are ready to go high ground. We have Ravage ready. We have, of course, the Exorcism ready. And, of course, even on top of that, Razor having the Arcanum Scepter as well as the Eye of the Storm level 2. Which means the damage they have is just insane. Now Enigma is coming in. No Blink Dagger initiation, but I don't think he even needs it. He's the mech carrier as I predicted. Where's the Rasta? Where are the Master Modes? There they are. And now look at this. The cliff will hold it back for a while, but as soon as this glimpse is gone, this tower is gonna melt.
Yeah, pretty much. Radiance is online for the Naga Siren, but it's way too late. They have a pipe on the enemy team. It's not really going to bother these enemy heroes. The tier 3 tower is going to melt, and now the Serpent Wards are still there. They're in range of the barracks, and now they're going to start focusing on the melee barracks. And with all of these abilities that focus on towers, they're going to start with Song. Maybe they have a good initiation here. They could only catch out 2, it seems. Static Storm going to be on top of them. Where's the Vacuum? It's going to be interrupted by a huge Ravage coming out from Narek. He's focusing on Abyssal. There's the Vacuum eventually, but now the Black Hole coming out from Joy. They're going to be able to get 3 kills, 4 kills, and GG called out by RTK.
Wow, AG, absolutely precise. I mean, just not enough coming out for RTK. Like the Naga not having any impact, even though he had such a nice start. And, well, the Tidehunter made pretty much up for what the Death Prophet failed to do in mid. And therefore, yep, game number 1 going to AG. And the whole thing is, of course, best of 3. That means RTK has a chance to strike back here on the Canadians. But yeah, they're looking good. Like, being behind in kills, still being up with experience and gold, and then just turning this around, like, within a minute pretty much. Absolutely amazing. Nice performance, but let's see how game number 2 goes.
Yeah, not much more to say. Very on-point performance by AG. They knew exactly what they had to do. And, well, I am pretty excited to see how they do this in game 2. RTK still have a chance to come back, and if they're able to maybe work out their cards and fix that, I don't know, hiccup that they had this game and falling behind. Either way, we'll just have to see. See you in a bit.